Have you had a conversation with somebody where after the conversation, you feel not necessarily upset or not necessarily angry, but you feel drained? After that conversation, you feel like almost a little bit annoyed or unsettled, but spent, kind of exhausted. Like you're not sure what it was, what just happened in that conversation, but you feel depleted and drained. That's what I'm talking about. I'm Dr. Seth, psychologist. There are four different reasons that I want to talk about why this happens, reasons why you may leave a conversation with someone and feel drained as a result. The first reason is super simple: imbalance. Simply an emotional imbalance. You are doing more of the listening. You are doing more of the reassuring. You may be doing more of the providing emotional support. You may be trying to ask more questions to understand what it is they're talking about. In short, you are carrying the conversation more. You are working harder more. And when you ask yourself, wow, why did I feel a little bit more drained after the conversation? It makes sense if you were working more. Because think, if you work a full day, for example, at work, or you just do a ton of chores at home, how do you feel after? You feel kind of drained. Here's the thing: in relationships with people, you're not necessarily supposed to leave those conversations and feel drained. So, when you do have that feeling after a conversation with somebody ends, it is a signal. It is a signal that there was an imbalance. The next reason is detecting uncertainty. Your brain is actually detecting uncertainty during that conversation with the other person. Maybe there is this kind of unspoken tension. Again, you're not always able to put your finger on it. What is going on? But something in the natural, back and forth, fluid nature of the conversation with this person, something is off. Maybe you feel like there are mixed signals that you're responding to. Maybe during that conversation, at some points, they say things that are nice or make you feel really good, these soft, warm moments. Other times, maybe they say things that are a little sharp or critical. And again, you're not quite sure what to expect at any given moment. But what is your brain doing? Again, your brain is working during these conversations. Your brain is working harder than deep down you feel like it should have to in a conversation with somebody. The third reason is feeling evaluated. You somehow, in this conversation with this person, feel like you are being scrutinized or you are being evaluated, almost as if you are sort of under a microscope and you feel like they're reviewing you, looking at you, and sort of making these kind of determinations about you or what you've said in the conversation, what you're doing. Like everything is being sifted through by them. And this kind of puts you in this position where you feel a little bit on edge. You feel a little bit nervous. Again, it doesn't feel easy and open and relaxed and fluid. It feels like the stakes are high in this moment. Again, sort of moment by moment in a conversation with somebody that drains you, moment to moment, you feel like you are just kind of waiting to get through each moment in a peaceful way to get to the next one. It's like there is this undercurrent of anxiousness in the conversation, and all you want to do is just keep getting further along, ultimately until you get to the point when you can end the conversation, where you can get out of it. Why? Because there's tension in conversations with people where you feel drained. And here's the thing: it's not necessarily just psychological. You can feel it in your body a lot of times. It's like your central nervous system is a little bit more tightly wound in these conversations. That is your brain working very hard. And yeah, you bet you're going to feel more drained after conversations like that, because not just you emotionally, but you, your brain, needs a little break, needs a little relief afterward. And a final reason why you can feel drained after a conversation with somebody is there's just no resolution. There was no closure in the conversation. Maybe things got brought up, issues were discussed, but it was just the same loops over and over and over again. There were no solutions identified. There was no sense of kind of accomplishment about talking about these issues. Well, as a result, we got here. This is what we decided. Or if somebody was upset, well, they felt better. They knew kind of how to move forward. No, in a conversation with somebody who is really draining you, there is no resolution in that conversation. It's like a lot of things got brought up, just brought out on the table. You're looking at a whole table full of just stuff or problems or emotional issues, uncomfortable emotions, and nothing got neatly addressed and ultimately put away. It was just a big blob of kind of messiness and discomfort. And remember, in these conversations, a lot of times, because you're working so hard, well, you don't get any satisfaction by the end of the conversation that it was worth it, that investing that much in the conversation and maybe listening so much or asking questions or trying to be there, reassure the other person, to try to show how much you cared, to try to share other perspectives on things they were talking about. All of that investment, well, doesn't feel like actually it was just worth it. Sometimes in a conversation at the end of the day with somebody who you feel drains you, it just feels like, well, you were just there for them to offload all this onto. Sometimes you can feel like almost like you felt a little used in the moment, like they dumped a bunch of stuff on you that they should know upset you, was upsetting to do to you, to bring into your day. And yet, by the end of it, they won't allow any sort of resolution or closure on those issues. So sometimes I said the word used because in relationships that feel draining, sometimes people end up feeling like, well, I feel used in that interaction because you upset me, but didn't at all worry about helping to make me feel better by the end of that conversation. So earlier I said the word imbalance. In a way, this also triggers frustration, these draining relationships, because it also makes people feel that there is a fairness imbalance, a fairness imbalance. And you know what people need in relationships to feel good and relaxed and at peace, where they can feel like these relationships are really trusting and good for them? They need to feel like there's some sense of fairness, like the fairness is about a give and a take, that it's mutual, that it works both ways. And that is missing in these relationships and conversations that drain you. I'm Dr. Seth, psychologist.